Today, boys and girls, we're going to start our Show Me Missouri Temperatures activity. And before we begin using the computers, first we're going to think about what we already know about the 4 seasons and the temperature changes in our state. And we're going to do that by first listening to pieces of music written by a man named Antonio Vivaldi. And he wrote a piece of music called The 4 Seasons. And he created music that he felt described each of the 4 different seasons: spring, summer, autumn, or sometimes called fall, and winter. My activity is called Show Me Missouri's Temperatures. And I designed it so that students could integrate skills in math, science, social studies, and language arts. We gathered data about 5 different cities' temperatures, and we used that data to figure averages and to create graphs. We're going to start with the season of spring. And so when you first hear this first piece of music, it will be describing spring. And I want you to think of words that remind you of spring. This is spring. Okay, that was 30 seconds of the spring portion of the 4 seasons. So let's think of some words that reminded you of. Jerry?
The wind blowing through the trees and the flowers.
Okay, wind blowing through the trees and flowers. Is that correct? Okay. All right, Kyle.
After completing the graphic organizer about the 4 seasons, the students begin a Know, Wonder, Learned, or KWL chart.
Okay, boys and girls, this is our KWL chart, and as you see, it has Know, Wonder, and Learned. And we're going to fill out the first 2 parts before we begin the rest of our activity. We're going to describe everything we already know about the seasons and temperatures in Missouri. Then we're going to write what we wonder, questions we have about the seasons and temperatures. Maybe there are some things we don't know and we'd like to investigate those during our activity. And then at the end, when we've got everything else finished, we'll come back to this chart and we'll fill it in with what we've learned. And hopefully, as I said earlier, answer our questions from the wonder part. Okay, Kyle, would you like to begin?
Some temperatures get hot and some don't.
All right. Sometimes the temperature, and I'm going to use an abbreviation of temperature. I'm just going to put temp with a period at the end. Sometimes the temperature gets hot. When does it get hot?
In the summer. And in the winter, it gets really, really cold.
Okay.
After watching a short video about the 4 seasons and why they occur, the students are given a construction paper cutout of Missouri. The students work with partners to draw and color the 5 geographic regions within Missouri and plot the location of one city within each region.
What portions is Landon going to do?
He's going to do, he's going to color some of it and write some of the parts.
Okay, so
he's going to do the 2 overheated, this one, so he's going to write the things, and he's going to color them too.
I'm doing the
Okay.
green and the brown.
Do you know the names of those regions, Landon?
Do you know these 2?
Which one is the Kirksville?
Kirksville is in the green region.
Right here?
Yes. That's the glaciated till plain.
And what's this brown one?
That is the Ozark Highland region.
If we live in?
We live on the border,
Right
close
here?
to the Mississippi lowland. Boys and girls, now we're going to go online on the internet and access information from www.worldclimate.com. And we will find each of our 5 cities that we put on our chart, and we will write down or take notes on the average temperatures for each of those cities. So Ms. Camden is going to go online, and then we will access that website. And there is the average temperature for Springfield, Missouri. I want you to take your notes from the bottom row of this chart where it shows the degrees in Fahrenheit, because that's the standard we're using. We're not going to do the metric system at this time. So go ahead and start transferring your data from the board onto your data collection form number 1.
After collecting the average temperatures for the other 4 cities, the students work with a partner to calculate the average temperature for each season in the 5 cities on their maps. They compile their information into a spreadsheet using Microsoft Excel software.
You're going to enter the data from the averages for each season. So this is winter's average, and this is spring's average.
Okay. Dot.
Point.
2,
Okay. And what was summer's average?
7, decimal point 1.
And autumn's average is at the bottom.
8.
Point.
Decimal point.
Yeah.
6.
Okay, now I think I got this correct.
The students are finally ready to finish their KWL chart by reflecting on what they have learned.
So let's look at the questions one by one and see if we know the answers or we need to do more research. The first one was, how long does it take the Earth to rotate around the sun? Kyle, did we discover the answer for that question in this activity?
A year.
It takes a year, okay? I'll write the answer right next to it. 1 year. That's a long time, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's look at the next one. It says, how does the temperature change every season? What are some of the answers to that? Jerry, did we discover those?
Because the Earth keeps moving around, rotating around the sun.
The Earth rotates around the sun. And Kyle, what else does
Tilted.
the Earth tilts while it's rotating around the sun? So not only is it moving around the sun, it's kind of rocking from side to side much more slowly. So slowly that we don't feel it. And it's a good thing, right?